Hi everyone, it's been a while since I made a video and I thought I really need to get this done. And I wanted to read from Daniel in light of a lot of what a lot of people are going through right now, all throughout the world and in unlikely places that we would have thought a few years ago. But my question to you before I even read about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego is, what would you do? How are you going to react in this situation? This is becoming a reality for a lot of us, and we have to draw that line. And what are you going to do if you're asked to partner with evil, to partner with and worship another god? Okay, sorry. And so I'm going to start in chapter 3. It talks about that in Daniel chapter 3. I'm going to start in verse 14. It'd be cool if you go and you read the whole chapter for yourself, and if you can't, then let me know and I can type it out for you. It says, Nebuchadnezzar spoke, saying to them, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, that you do not serve my gods?" This is Nebuchadnezzar talking. "Or worship the gold image which I have set up. Now, if you are ready at the time you hear the sound of the horn, the flute, the lute, or the horn, flute, harp, lyre, and psaltery in symphony with all kinds of music, and you fall down and worship the image which I have made, good. But if you do not worship, you shall be cast immediately into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is the God that will deliver you from my hands?" So think about being in that situation. Well, how are you going to react? When it comes down to it, how are you going to react? Well, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego answered and said to the king, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If that is the case, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. And he will deliver us from your hand, O king. But if not, let it be known to you, O king, that we do not serve your gods, nor will we worship the gold image which you have set up." Not an easy thing to do. Personal experience. Then Nebuchadnezzar was full of fury, and the expression on his face changed towards Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego. He spoke and commanded that they heat the furnace 7 times more than it was usually heated. So this king is very angry. And he commanded certain mighty men of valor who were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their trousers, their turbans, and other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's command was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire killed those men who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego. Interesting turn of events. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished, and he rose in haste and spoke, saying to his counselors, "Did we not cast 3 men into the midst of the fire?" They answered and said to the king, "True, O king." "Look," he answered, "I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they were not hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God." Then Nebuchadnezzar went near the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spoke, saying, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, servants of the Most High God." He realizes who their God is. "Come out and come here." Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego came from the midst of the fire. And the satraps, administration, governors, and the king's counselors gathered together, and they saw these men on whose body the fire had no power. Praise God. And the hair of their head was not singed, nor were their garments affected, and the smell of the fire was not on them. That's pretty amazing, because I sit by the fire pit and I smell like a fire pit. Nebuchadnezzar, God's just showing just his power, his mighty power. He's nothing is impossible with God. Nebuchadnezzar spoke, saying, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego, who sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him. And they have frustrated the king's word and yielded their bodies, and they should not serve nor worship any god except their own God. Therefore I make a decree that any people, nation, or language that speaks anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made an ash heap, because there is no other God who can deliver like this." Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego in the province of Babylon. Wow. Just think about that. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego didn't know if they were going to burn in that fire. It's not because God didn't love them. Maybe God, God knows his ways are higher than ours. And so what we could do is trust God. And when we stand up for the right things, he's going to be there for us either way. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed-Nego knew that standing up and for God and not worship, that's the first commandment. You shall not worship any other gods. And so they upheld and they trusted God in this situation. And wow, is that not an awesome outcome? God knew that these people would change and they would believe in him, and he was going to change his law with this very brave and courageous step of faith. And these people, they did not partner with evil. They won't say, "We will only worship God." And my question to you today is, are you going to do the same thing? If it comes down to that question. I know what I would do because I love the Lord. And I know there's a passage in the Bible that says, "Would you rather die for my sake, or would you rather die for evil?" That's a good question to ask. Be blessed. And remember, this just shows you the power of God and how he is protecting us. And the only way to God is through Jesus Christ. Be blessed. Love you all, and have a good day.